A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Let's see. Oh gosh, the sensitivity is horrible. I'm not sure how the music sounds.
My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
Okay then. Two 2003.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Very stable. Looks very stable over there.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open
What the heck?
immediately.
Nobody's gonna pay the bills?
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Oh, look at the letters. That's pretty cool.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
Well, she was right, because I am back here. But I'll go over here.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Hello there.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to. The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Built off. Okay, that tree is just a support for it. That's weird.
Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Yeah, that's an odd joke.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
I mean, this house doesn't look very good, so, you know, I'd be afraid. Oh. Okay then.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I wonder why.
The power had been turned off the night we left.
That makes sense. Wait, we left? Seems very odd that this board is still in the clamp. Turn on the music. I'm going back to the garbage cans. I can't go back to the garbage cans.
For the
I'll
first
check
time
them
in
later.
years,
Eddie, Don, Lewis, Milton, and Edith.
I felt like I was home.
That's a lot of bucks. Let's see these names. Raw Fowl, The Holiday Feast, Witch's Kitchen, A Viking's Belly, Tasty Thailand, The Nordic Cookbook, Weird, some real weird recipes, Flour, Salt, Water, Yeast. Great name. Orange
But
Tabby.
instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
This must have been a huge hurry to get out of here.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
That doesn't sound very safe. This house is very creaky. Wait a minute. That is the same exact pile of books.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Only Chinese and fish. And apple pie. Now we have an apple pie recipe. That looks like a very old stove. Jeez. That's a ton of salmon. Is that salmon? Can't remember.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just Too much of it. Like a smile with too many teeth.
Nothing abnormal. At all. Nothing. At all. Like, this just... What? Somebody was opening a box
My
that
mom
we
wasn't
left.
much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
I swear the other calendar said different month. It does. January and November 2010.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Oh, we just left with the dudes, without the dude's wheelchair. Without Eddie's wheelchair. What the heck?
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Great extension of the table. What the heck? We left an iPod here. Oh wait, no, it's a MyPod. Jeez.
Even the fireplace had a story.
So many
Edie told me the
books.
bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
That's how many books we have. A TV can sit on it. That's way too many. Paris. Better than yours in your room, Darren. You shouldn't need a ladder in the living room for your books. That's a cool painting. I don't like this person that collects these.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Okay. Guess it's time to head upstairs. Can I take this? Nope. Oh, I'm slower
After Milton
walking
disappeared,
upstairs.
Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Who's insane enough to literally seal up the bedrooms?
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Okay then.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Hey.
Turns out,
20,000
my mom
languages
was
under
really
the
good at
sea.
keeping secrets.
Okay, that's pretty sweet.
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of. From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Really?
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan.
How does it go from this to that?
But I had no idea what was behind that door.
Looks like a room.
Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
That's pretty sweet.
I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's an awesome cage. I don't know. Is that swimming?
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen.
What?
It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Oh no. Where's the gerbil?
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Okay.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
The bathroom.
I kept eating and eating.
Oh no. All in one go? What the heck? This kid's insane. I don't know.
I ate a lot of things that night.
No wonder she died. Okay, thankfully there's nothing in there.
Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Hey, can I eat the fish? Oh no. Can I actually? Oh no.
I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back.
Okay, good. Christopher's safe.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly...
What?
I was a cat.
What?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
You get over here. Dang it. That'll make sense if it was the Great Depression. Should I go in the gutter? I'll go in the gutter. Yep. Get over here. Feed me. Am I supposed to go over here? Are you teasing me? Something?
I jumped and I almost got her.
Get over here, you bird.
I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Poor bird.
I gobbled her up,
Oh.
and suddenly I was an owl.
What?
First,
Shape-shifting.
all I heard was the wind. Then I heard
Where am I?
teeth nibbling in the grass.
Where am I?
Rabbits.
Go over here.
I imagined his face looking up and
Oh
seeing
my
mine
god!
through my
What? What?
I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
What kind of owl is this?
A mama rabbit.
Where's it at? There she be.
She was
I
almost
better
2
not
minutes
eat this in
before
one
me.
gulp. And I
started
do.
choking, but I couldn't
Oh.
stop eating.
Ugh.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
What? What is going on?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now,
The hungriest caterpillar.
ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Ah. Now this would be understandable for eating in one
Tore
gulp.
off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Where you at? You up? No. Sounds like it's over here. Yeah. Go over here.
Grabbed on tight. And when I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I
My
opened
fish?
my eyes, everything
I'm a squid.
changed.
How long is this tentacle?
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
I don't see people everywhere.
was big, but I moved real quiet.
Come over here. Oh! Oh!
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
I'm not gonna show him. What's going on? Can I eat him? Yay!
Passenger, I was still hungry. And across
My
the water, I
gosh.
felt something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good
This
smell
kid.
went into an old pipe.
Oh! I wonder where this is.
I got closer and closer.
Can I eat the fish instead? No. How about the hamster? No. No hamster. I guess I have to kill the kid.
All of my stomach started growling,
Oh, I know I have more than one stomach apparently.
and suddenly I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oh my gosh. I would publish that.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
That was weird. There's still a cat here?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
There's really books in the cages. Mole man beneath the Finch house.
Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't.
Well, who would?
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
What?
Her room was like a museum.
The All-Father.
For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune. And misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind.
That's another way to get famous.
But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington sent the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island.
Hello there.
Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery.
How do you get a house on a ship?
His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
How does that work?
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
2780.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife, Kay, left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Nah, it's not a big trace at all. Why is it all pink? Just everything. Is pink. Oh, of course, it's a chair. Why did I stand on the toilet?
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
That's a lot of effort for
Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
That's a very old camera. Murder probe clues exhausted. Couple turns landed in native haven. Time to get in the crawl space. I'm surprised I'll fit down here. And of course there's alcohol. Now this looks like the room. This is an awesome room.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin.
61.
And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How am I fitting in this?
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it. My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
Okay.
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Makes sense. He has a spaceship.
Dinner's ready. Coming.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
How am I not hitting? Okay.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not gonna tell you again.
You're really
Maybe
doing
if the
this
wind
right
hadn't
next
picked
to a
up.
cliff?
Then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it.
Oh my god, how was this thing
I think he'd
stay?
already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Oh, food and
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
oh my gosh. That kid died.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Yikes.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
They really like to preserve rooms. Fort Sam.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Oh. Well, that's sad. What is this? Oh, it's the hungry caterpillar. That's pretty sweet. Oh my gosh. Fake books.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
Okay. That's weird.
I never thought about how
Cut out.
hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
Okay.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in
Jeez,
a
roasting
lucky
her.
break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed.
Okay.
Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I
Yikes.
think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
That's weird.
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick
Nice to
hadn't
know.
returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
I wonder what's gonna happen.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Whoever's watching, it's a great time to come back. You get... okay, it's off. What the heck?
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
This is where he got cut. Yeah, you take that. Wait, he ate his family? Those are weights.
The old fridge
What the
rattled
heck?
and grew still.
Oh dear!
That's what you get.
Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out.
Idiot.
But she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
I do have a crutch. Okay. That was weird. Why is everything blocked off?
Walter, are you there?
Can I look left? No?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
What the heck? Oh, fight.
And who he was, he couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Not. She played her part beautifully. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned.
This dude's an idiot. Oh, okay.
He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
That man better not get up. And he's gone.
The Hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was...
Okay.
someone at the door.
I'm coming.
Dying to speak to young Barbara.
Nobody there.
At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
What?
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true.
What?
Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And
Oh.
in her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl.
Okay.
She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box was all they ever found of her.
What?
Her ear.
Oh.
Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Okay then.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
That was a pretty good story. I would buy that comic. Bigfoot. That's what the film was called, Bigfoot. And that's a moldy cake. And she smoked. What a classic. Back in a year and somehow I still fit.
I guess now I know
That's
why
so-
Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
Why am I not using my full hand?
Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
She's dead.
Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
Well,
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
yep, that's replaced. Wait. Wait a minute. Why is it replaced? Okay, so think of that's the bathroom, right? Yeah. Yeah, I've been in those rooms. To the basement I go. Can I play some pool? No? Polar white bleach. Cleaning solution. Great name. Surface cleaner. Great name.
Mom said the basement was off limits. Unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
That's a good reason.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Am I able to go over here? Oh no, that's a crawl space. Well, this is weird.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
I wonder who the mole man is. Alvin cereal. Pea soup.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
Sweet crisps. Sweet Audie Farms peanut butter. Jiggly Farms. Red Farms tomato ketchup. Benny Blues. Tasty Beans.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years.
What?
On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
Why does it keep shaking?
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal.
January 76.
Almost friendly.
4 days.
And then one day, everything just
Oh,
stopped.
we skipped a couple years. Didn't we?
Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave. Well, I still can.
Oh, that's a fake background. Oh. Okay, at least I have more food.
I know it's out there, somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin.
Is that a sledgehammer?
Maybe this is all a mistake.
Oh.
But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left.
How do you know? Okay.
For a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
He's an idiot.
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
The mole man. Those are artificial? So I'm the last one alive.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Well, that's he wasn't even. He was
But if
at
she
the
never
end of the
told me about
tunnel.
an uncle under the house, I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want
that's
to
where all
make
the
the same
trash go.
mistakes she made.
That's where all the trash went. I bet it stinks.
Trying to bury something that's still alive. Now that there's only one of us left, or
Yeah.
maybe 2,
He was all the way at the end of
I
the
thought
tunnel.
it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem.
He was right here.
Maybe we believed so much in a family curse.
He had time to move,
We
but
made it
he
real.
didn't. Why would you make a shrine with the train on it? The train killed him. What the heck is that?
I don't know if I should even be writing this. Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me. But I thought you should know about your family. And the history you're a part of.
Am I supposed to walk to the water? Nope. Wait, there's a town here. Okay, that is a town over there.
Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now.
I'm confused who I am right now.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
These motion sensors? Have to be. What's the point of this? Oh, I think you could come up here. But the totem pole stopped it.
And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness, any of it seems possible.
There's no point of a gate being there. There's no brand on it. Wait. Waste Management, Orca's Island.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
What?
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
Maybe because there's a
3
couple
of the
movies
gerbils were
about
mine,
it.
and 2 had been my fault.
Oh. Jeez. 23 pets. Maybe 24?
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
Where's the shark at? Only 10 years old. 10 years and 2 days. 9 years old, I think. Yeah. No. Yeah. 11. Is that supposed to say something? No. 49? No, 59. Yeah, I think. Jeez, 90 something, I think. 97. 50, 52, 24. What the heck? Died on her birthday.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea. My mom was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide. Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
What the heck?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. We never found Milton's body, so my mom insisted we were putting up a monument, not a tombstone.
Sad. $44, 98 to 2010, so 38. No, 32.
There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Oh. Yeah, this branch would have broken.
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
Honk. The original selfie.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
Oh.
What?
That makes sense.
Perfect.
I don't know
It's
if that's
gonna rain the
perfect.
whole weekend, isn't it? I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit.
Just holding
Okay,
book
got it.
the whole
I'm
time.
gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
No wonder it can't
Definitely
focus.
should not have drunk all that coffee.
You just
You're
stop.
right, Dad. It's starting to clear up.
Hey!
That's
a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine,
What?
Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
Dad!
Good eyes, Don. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target. Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
I feel bad
Don,
for her.
You don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong. Now keep yourself squared up, elbows down, like we practiced. Whenever you're ready. Great shot, Don!
Oh my gosh. Why are you taking a picture? That is just mean.
I'm proud of you, Don. Always remember that, okay?
I'm not proud. Oh no, they're not wearing ear protection at all.
Sorry,
but...
Don. Just gotta reset the timer.
Oh my gosh. This dude's a piece
Dad,
of crap.
it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Don. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh! He kinda deserved it. He kinda deserved it, but...
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
I wonder what's up with 7 down there. Wait, who else was there? K. Oh. Attached to the tree.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
I don't want to go in there yet.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Antler. Airline ticket. Yeah, it's a bear.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
This looks, yep, this is a baby's room. Georgie! No, it's Gregory, I'm an idiot. Gregory, no name. Oh, that's respect and that's strength. Okay, it's a fireman's pole. Gus, Don, Gregory. Oh, that's not a nice thing to see immediately. No, no, why are you putting it down? Divorce papers.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
Floggy.
I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Oh, I am the frog.
Over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie. Hello?
Back to being the frog.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
What the heck?
What his world was like.
I want those letters down. That's a lot of ducks.
He reminded me so much of Calvin.
What the heck?
Lost in his imagination.
Are they following me? They are.
Whatever it was, he saw.
Whale, you come here. Oh.
It sure made him happy.
Yeah. There you go, Mr. Whale.
I know how silly it sounds. That I worried about a baby being too happy. I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it.
What's gonna happen?
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us.
What?
About
She
the world we
unplugged it. Well, R.I.P. this kid.
Hey, there's so much I don't understand. About Gregory. About everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
Whee!
And he'd want you to be happy too.
The baby died.
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet... A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Okay.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, "We don't need a stepmom," were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Woohoo!
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made.
Oh my God.
The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder."
What a party trick.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you. She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus.
Nice mohawk. Oh. He worshipped Satan. Quiet time. Be a baby.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
What does that say? Dawn? Yeah, probably.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta,
Oh, yeah,
where she met my
definitely
dad, Sanjay.
That's India.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back and to see kids in the house again.
This is mine.
The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that.
A little bigger, huh?
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
Louis rules.
But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle.
Painting. That's cool. Tattoo.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush. I was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
People really like to go missing. Well, that's annoying.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room.
I remember
until
this
Mom
one.
got him a job at the cannery. Lewis's room smelled very, very familiar. That part of him lived on.
I wonder what this is. That's a very nice vase. Very nice vase.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life. He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I asked him to describe it. He said he started small. Imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads. And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first.
I don't like this.
He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Fish.
He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won.
Mario!
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis. Until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on. In Louisburg, he heard rumors of a handsome queen. The queen was on her own quest for
Any help from chat? Senators of Seraphims or Radiant Rainbows?
Radiant Rainbows.
Too late.
He followed the sound of her
Silver harp or electric guitar?
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination.
Look at all those fish. I'm not chopping a single one.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Holy
Began to
crap.
forget the world we know.
That's a lot of fish.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Let me out. Let me out.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on advising him. His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
Yeah, she's kind of ugly now. This looks a little suspicious. I'm not sure I want to go through with this.
Bend down his head.
No! I don't want to. I guess I'll die. Just a standard crowning.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Wait a minute. Oh. 4 people are missing still. I think. 5. 6. Theodore's quality cigars.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
If I go back down here? I'm supposed to go up more. Is there a window? Or a hatch? I didn't even notice that. I'm blind. I am blind.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
It's time to jump.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed.
That's a lot of papers.
But I understand why we left.
It's an amazing game. Dawn.
My mom ended up leaving everything behind.
Wait, she wrote a book? That's cool.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
What the heck? Okay. I've played the game before too, I just haven't played it for a while. It's very beautiful.
But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
That's a weird spaceman.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
It's right there. I think I'd prefer I prefer this to Life
The
is
power had been
Strange.
shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
More of a guided.
When my mom said
playthrough
the
than
library,
that.
I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
I can definitely play Life is Strange at some point.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Yikes.
I got turned around. For a while, I wandered. I started seeing things.
Well, just close your eyes. Then you won't see things.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Like what?
But when I
bed?
saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me.
Yeah.
Or maybe I came back to them.
Very big step up
Things
from the
I
other
can't
ones.
explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
Give me.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
She had a big head.
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone.
Gone.
After that, we moved around a lot.
Mom was about to disappear.
We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Meg, you just blew all my letters away.
She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive.
That's why I wanted to play it on stream.
Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Oh, I forgot about this scene.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
I'm very surprised I got away with... Wait, what rating is this game?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now...
Heart pounding.
Things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
16 and up. I think. Oh, I'm like, boy. I didn't expect that. Oh. I didn't know this was about a real story. I think it's 16 and up. It said Peggy or Peggy 16. Oops. I have never played or watched Corpse Party. I don't think I've ever heard of that game or movie, show. Thing. It's a thing. I've never played or watched that thing. I don't think I got through all the stories. I don't know if there's one for Sanjay, Kay, Ingenberg, and 7. Nothing good ever comes from rituals. Unless it's with Cthulhu. That baby picture, yikes. I might at some point, but I would have to look and... See ya. Nice meeting you too. Definitely worth the 2 hours. I'm not sure if they... The stories look like they'd be kind of like hard to get to too, or they just don't have one for them, since they are different from every other character's part of the drawing. Well, I'm gonna end the stream here. I want to go eat dinner, because I didn't do that yet. There wasn't much action-packed, so it would be good. I would imagine it would be good background noise. But yeah, I'm gonna stop the stream and go eat dinner. Goodbye.